Hey guys, my name's Jose, and this is an episode of Buy or Pass. In this series, I will look at the financial documents of a company and decide if I had money, would I buy or would I pass. Before we start, don't forget to subscribe to get info on new episodes. So let's begin. I'm going to use this website known as lazyfa.com, which is a great website to see the financial documents of a company and to be able to see them in a visual form opposed to some form of table. And today we're going to look at BBBY, sorry, so that's Bed Bath and Beyond. So let's be lazy. Alright, so first we're going to take a quick look at the income sheets. Alright, so we're just going to look at the income sheets and we're going to take a look at the annual data. So we're just going to take a look at everything. My favorite to look at are revenue, cost of revenue, gross profit, and net income. So we can see from revenue. So revenue, since first thing that sticks out is from about 2014, 2015, it's been pretty plateau with the revenue. From 08 to 13, it grew at a nice rate. But once we have 14, it seems to plateau 11.5, 11.8, 12.1, 12.2, 12.3. So, like I said, especially the past 3 years, revenue has plateaued. Let's take a look at that cost for that same revenue. Just like revenue, cost of revenue has also increased every year, but it does seem like that increase for cost of revenue has increased more in the past 3 years than the revenue has. So for example, from 17 to 18, the cost of revenue increased by 0.3 billion, where the gross revenue only increased by 0.14 billion, right? So cost of revenue went up while revenue did not. So right now it's not looking good for BBBY, for Bed Bath. Let's take a look at gross profit. Man, this right here from 16, 17, 18, we've had a decline in gross profit. Not something I want to see. Net income. So net income, again, the total income it's received. After 13, it's been at a steady decline. And look, compared to the 1.4 billion in 13 to now, less than half of that. So in 4 years, his net income has been cut in half. So yeah, if we're just going to be looking at the income statement, this would definitely be a pass. But we still got some other sheets to look at to make sure maybe we see something in those sheets that we like. Now let's take a look at the balance sheet. So this is actually one of my favorite sheets to look at, and I like to look at everything here. So total assets. Again, total assets, just like revenue, has been increasing, but since 15, 16, 17, and 18, there hasn't been much increase. The high of 15 was 6.7. Right now it's 7.04. But look at the total liabilities. Since 15, we've had that big jump, and it has not gone down. So we still have that 4.0, 4.15 billion of liabilities, and we have that 7 billion of assets. So that's I mean, it's not too bad, right? You have your assets are greater than your liabilities still. So now this is pretty ugly on the debt wise, right? On that, since 14, it looked like it was pretty solid, no debt. But in 15, they had to take out a 1.5 billion debt, and they have not been. It hasn't dropped in the past 4 years. It's been pretty plateau around that 1.5 area. Cash and cash equivalents. So this is one of my top things to look at. Again, 11 was his peak, and ever since then, it's kind of gone down. 14 to 15 looked like it made a nice rise back up. Not sure if it sold some of his stores to make some cash and cash equivalents. But ever since then, it started to drop again. And in 18 to 15, it's lost over half of his cash and cash equivalent. So income statement's not looking good for me. Balance sheet is not looking good for me. Now, one of the final things we want to take a look at is cash flow statement. But I think for me, I've already made a decision if this is a pass or buy. If this is a buy or pass. So next, let's look at the net cash from operations. This is just the cash is collecting from operations. This everyday thing. Again, since 14, 15, steady thing. It's almost like a steady decline. It had a nice up year in 17, but still we can see it's in a downtrend. Cash from investing. Their investors must be as good as me because they have not been making money. Um, a joke, obviously. So we can see each year they're losing cash from investings. Um, Now net cash from finance again, pretty negative. Their finances are not doing that well. So yeah, let's take a quick look. Income, another quick review. Revenue's gone up. Cost of revenue has gone up higher. Um, Balance sheet is my favorite thing to look at. Like mentioned, total assets increased, but liabilities and debt increased even more. Cash and cash equivalent, which is what sold it to me, has dropped ridiculously amount since its PKs. So for me, Bed Bath and Beyond would be a pass. I personally would not buy. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Like I mentioned, Lazy FA makes it so easy to look at all the information, which makes these episodes go pretty fast. I'm curious though, what would you do? Would you buy or would you pass on this company? Also, again, don't forget to subscribe and to give me a thumbs up. Love to hear from you guys. Take care. Have a good night.